Hi everybody, I'm Kim. Welcome to the Regretful Yarn Addict. Today we are going to be learning this beautiful, beautiful stitch called the floret stitch. Can you see them? We've got florets, double crochet, florets, double crochet, all the way down. It's a beautiful, beautiful stitch. Very easy. and this can be used for just about anything you want. But this is one of those stitches where you want the stitch to show more than the yarn. So it works best on a solid color or maybe a self-striping. I would not use a really busy yarn with this because you'll lose the stitch. So with that, let's go ahead and get this started. Okay, I am just going to be using some scrap 4-weight yarn and a 5mm hook. This is done in multiples of 2 plus 1. However, if you like to use a chain 3 as your starting double crochet, then you would add 2 more chains to your starting chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's my multiple of 2 plus 1, because I'm not using a chain 3 as my starting chain. I'm going to be using a what I call a double stack. I think it's just a stacked single. That's what it's actually called. But we'll be starting in this second chain right here. That's a chain on your hook. That's the first chain. This is the second. So let's flip that over, and we're going to go into this bump. See, you got your bumps on the back. We're going into that bump right there. We're going to make a single crochet. Just like that. Now, see this sidebar right here? You've got this bar and this bar. We're going to the one on the left. Just go through it. Grab your yarn, pull it through, and just go ahead and make another single crochet. That's how you do a stacked single crochet, which is also sometimes known as a standing double or a starting double, or as I call it, just a double stack. Now we are going to go ahead and make a double crochet into every chain. All the way to the end. And I'm going in the back bumps just because I like this finished edge right here. So go ahead, make all of your double crochets, and I will meet you down here. Okay, so I have finished my row of double crochets. I would also like to point out here that if you do know how to do a chainless foundation double crochet, this is one of those stitches you can do that on. Just make sure it's in a multiple of 2. I started out with a chain of 15. I now have 14 double crochets. You want to have an even number, a multiple of 2, when you've got your double crochets done. Okay, so now we are going to start row 2. So we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. This is our first stitch. This is our second. We are going to skip this one right here. This chain 1 that we just did is going to count as a slip stitch. So into the second stitch, we're going to go ahead and put a double crochet. Into this next stitch, we're going to put a slip stitch. Do not make it tight, because we will be working into that stitch in the next row. And we're going to continue this all along. A double followed by a slip stitch. A double and then a slip stitch. All the way to the end. I will meet you there. Okay, for this row, row number 2, we start with a slip stitch, we end with a double crochet. Okay, so now we've got that. Let's go ahead, turn our work, and start row number 3, which is all double crochets. And again, I don't do a chain 2 or a chain 3. I go ahead and I put in my stack double. We're going into the side, grabbing the yarn and that. This is our slip stitch from the row below. Okay, and now I want to point this out. This is the front side of our work, and you can see our florets. We don't want to mess those up, so make sure that you're going into the correct stitch, which is back here. You might want to get distracted and think that's your stitch. No, it isn't. This is the stitch. So go ahead and go back into that stitch to make your double. And then go into that. Slip from the previous row and go into the double from the previous row. It just tends to fold over like that because of the nature of the stitch. Okay, and I will meet you at the end of this row. Okay, at the end of the row, don't forget, you've got that chain 1 right there that you used as a slip stitch. Don't forget it. So just go in there, grab it, and make your last double. And then there you have the end of row 3. Our repeat is row 2 and row 3. And that's all there is to it. So let's go ahead and get started on row 2 again. Chain up. We skip this first one right there. We skip that. And then we go ahead and make a double into that second stitch. And then we do a slip stitch. But not too tight and not too loose. And then a double, and then a slip, and a double. And remember, we started with a slip stitch, so we're going to end with a double crochet. I'm going to go ahead and do a couple more rows, and I'll meet you up there. All right, you guys, so I've just done a few more rows, well, a couple more. I hope you all enjoyed learning a new stitch or reacquainting with an old friend, which is always nice to do. If you like this tutorial, go ahead, leave a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe. I do tutorials on Saturdays, and on Wednesdays I do a Wednesday wrap-up, where I talk about everything I've made, everything I'm thinking about making, things I might be in the process of making. And if at any time during this video you heard a strange noise, it may have been my dog. She is contentedly snoring in the room behind me. Yes. So that's what that strange nostril noise might be. So thank you for watching. And y'all have a great day. Bye.